What's up, guys? My name is Joe Graves, and this is So You Want to Be a Rockstar. I'm joined today by my dear brother, Sam Graves, and our one and only friend, Mike Kingswood.
On this very show, we talk about all things music related, touring, music production, we share stories, and just anything that we really like to talk about in the music industry.
And if any of that sounds really good in your ear holes, then like, share, subscribe, but most importantly, enjoy the show.
Guys, what are we talking about today?
I want to talk about touring tips.
Touring tips.
Touring tips.
Nice.
Okay.
Tips whilst out on the road.
Yeah,
Tips whilst out on the road. Okay. All right, so where do we begin? I guess we could start with how the fuck you get on a tour. Let's start with your local band, and, you know, you're seeing all these big bands, they're touring, they're doing this and that, and you're just playing at Fibbers over and over again, and you're like, how the fuck does that guy got on a tour? What's you know?
Right, you guys probably did the same thing as us. We did gig swaps to start off with. Remember that? We actually gig swapped with Yashin.
Oh.
So we'd play a show in Glasgow, and then they'd come down and play a show in York. And from that, you'd literally, like, I don't know how times are now. This was, you know, I was in my teens. But that actually worked. We did that with a few bands stuff. You'd actually start getting fans from different cities and stuff like that. And that's how we actually started picking up a bit more momentum and stuff like that. I can't remember how we got our first tour. I don't even know what it was.
First tour, it will have been a toilet tour, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In fact, let's elaborate for anyone.
Yeah,
that
what's a
doesn't know.
toilet
What's
tour?
a toilet tour?
Is a terrible tour.
It's a terrible tour. It's awful.
There's a case of water. It stinks of shit. There's no parking anywhere. No parking. You're probably going to get.
There's always stairs to load in.
Oh,
Always
yeah.
stairs. What's on the rider tonight? Just
You know
stairs.
what? That's it. What's on the rider? Stairs.
Just stairs.
Glasgow
Some
cat
crisps
house.
that someone didn't finish from last time.
4 cans of Fosters as well.
No, Carlsberg. Room temperature.
Room temperature.
Always
yeah.
room temperature.
No, a toilet tour, it's, well, it's just the
Those like old man pubs.
It's like it's just the
Yeah.
low level shit venues. There is some good shit venues. Fibbers was a good shit venue.
I didn't think
Yeah,
Fibbers was a shit
and
venue. I
London-
thought it was decent.
No, the old one.
Oh, I mean, that was charmingly shit.
Oh yeah, that was
beautiful.
Just had character. I mean,
Yeah. I remember when people could smoke in there.
Oh yeah, I remember that as well. Yeah.
Or the Junction, if you're really talking
Oh,
about
yeah, baby.
memories
Oh,
of
old school.
smoking in a gig venue
Yeah,
when
the
you were
Junction.
15,
Do
yeah.
you remember the Antishkara show at the Junction? I think it was like
Nah, that wasn't my kind of thing
Oh, mate,
when
that
I
was-
was that age.
We were into
my,
Metallica. We were
It was
cool.
Metallica
Yeah, sorry,
and nothing
we
else.
were men, dude.
We were men.
How did you get on a tour then? Go on then.
I mean, for us, it was, it was buying tickets.
Oh yeah.
Really,
exactly that.
really, it was that. It was, I mean, we've already spoke about them in another episode. Yashin, you've just mentioned them 2 minutes ago. They played in York. We bought some tickets and played it. They had another gig in Sheffield, and they had another gig in
Manchester?
Leeds, and maybe Manchester. But anyway, in fact, yeah, Manchester. And we bought tickets for every one of these gigs. We just contacted the promoter, and I'm not saying this
That's
is the way.
actually a really good idea. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not saying it's the way you do it now, because I haven't
I don't know.
played a
No
gig.
idea.
I haven't played a gig in an original band for like 10 years. But that was what we did. Contact the promoter. It's not, hey, can I play this gig? And they're thinking, well, that's email number 600 that I've had off a band that doesn't sell any tickets here. It's, hey, can we, buy 30 tickets and play the gig? The promoter straight away pockets 150, 200 £200, and it's our duty, and and then it's our duty to sell them, and we can, well, even make a bit of money if we want to stick an extra £2 on the price of what we paid for them, or we can just sell them for what we paid for them.
That's right. Usually if you do that, well, I know back then, promoters will give you a bit of a discount because they just want some guaranteed money.
Yeah, the promoter's not going to care if there's people in the crowd or not, really. I mean, maybe if you're an academy or an arena promoter, and you really, I'm not saying promoters don't take pride in their gigs, but if it's a bunch of local bands buying onto a gig, they just want the guaranteed money.
Yeah, basically.
Which is understandable. It's a business for them. Yeah. But that was a way for us.
And it allowed us to meet bands as well. And that is, like I said,
literally exactly the best tip you can give. Get friends with bands and crews on tour. Obviously got to break that kind of barrier, get onto tours, but that's literally how half of our tours came about. Was we got friends with people who were fun to hang out with, like Papa Roach. Every tour that they did from I don't know, for a while in the UK and Europe was us. And it got to the point where people commented like, "Oh, let me guess, Glamour of the Killer." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right, baby."
Was it your mum typing that? Let me guess, it's Mike.
Yeah, how did you know Mike was playing? Oh, because he asked me to borrow £200 to go out on tour for 2 weeks.
Probably a true story.
Yeah, maybe. But so there was that. We did those were like early level gigs, like just a step above toilet tours. In fact, let's take it back a step. The toilet tour, you book them yourself.
Yeah, you do.
You absolutely book them yourself.
Yeah, like it'll be like Cheltenham, like Frog and Fiddle. You know what I mean? No one gives a fuck.
Who's coming to the cock and butt tonight to see me rock?
I'm pretty sure we went down and played in Western Under Lizard or something like that. Was it called that?
I don't know, but is it the one where we played to see you guys playing snooker?
No, that was
Very good, very good.
That was in London, Joe. I can't remember the name of the venue. Do you remember?
Two guys playing snooker. Open this place up. They're like, fucking shut up.
Yeah, we were giving all that shit too. Like, let me see you fucking move.
Well, no, that was a gig where we bought 50 tickets to play. Sold none, obviously, not a single one, and then about 4 of the 6 bands pulled out, and then the promoter just managed to like pull a jazz band last minute, so it was a bit of an odd lineup. So it was like we all input hundreds of, not hundreds of pounds each, but we all ultimately put in hundreds of pounds to go and put, spend all this money on this fuel and these tickets to go down and play to nobody. Well, 2 people playing snooker in London, and the drive back, and you sat there miserable in the back of the van, like.
Oh, we did that. We drove down to London. Me and Chris. We had a
Fiddler's Elbow. That was it. Do you remember it?
I think I do.
Oh, it doesn't matter if you remember it.
There's so many of those kind
awful.
of. Oh my god! Do you know what? How the fuck did we persevere through all that?
Because we loved it.
If it happened now, not a fucking chance, mate. You know what
I was
mean?
embarrassed whapping out my flying V. So there's 2 guys playing snooker. This guy's proper like death metal with his V.
Good break.
Oh, so bad.
Yeah, from your toilet tours, generally speaking, you're probably going to start picking up a few fans. If you do it long enough, it will happen. You'll start getting some fans, and then you'll actually start getting some interest from promoters and people like that. And you'll start. I cannot remember our first proper tour that we got on.
I remember ours, Sam. We'd got our first manager, and it was Toyin. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, he did
like Ghost Fest and that.
Yeah.
And we, do you know what? I can't remember how he did it, but he'd got us on like a 3 or 4 day tour with Ed Guy. Do you remember them? I loved them. I was obsessed with them
when we were
kids.
kids.
Yeah, like proper, like cock rock, like ballads and stuff, and I loved them. And I couldn't believe it, but that was a big eye opener for me, because I was like, there were like big venues and there was fucking no one there. And I was like, oh, interesting. It shocked me.
Yeah, one that happened to us with Wednesday 13.
Right.
No, I remember when you did that show.
Shows that were all right, but some of them were fucking ghost town, dude. Like, to be fair, one of them was in Leamington Spa, and then the venue we played had Dolly Parton's caravan in the dressing room. I was like,
really?
Yeah, in Leamington Spa. I have no idea. But someone would probably be like, what's because of this? I don't know, but it had like this chrome kind of goldy, rose gold caravan thing. It had plastic on the seats and all that. There was a rocking horse. Weird place, man. About 12 people there. It was about a 1,200 cap room.
Jesus.
Honestly, it was brutal.
It happened, don't
The harsh
Brutal.
reality,
It was like, wow, no one is here.
even bands that you think, would pull everywhere you go, it doesn't happen. I remember you saying when you were playing for Axwound, I think, and then you ended up on like a festival somewhere, and was it maybe Guns N' Roses were headlining or someone like that, but you said in the morning there was no one there, or there was only 2 rows of people. Oh, I can't remember what you said it was.
That have been green, pink pop. I don't know.
It doesn't matter the name of the festival.
But I remember that was the festival that I walked into. They had their own, Guns N' Roses had their own secluded kind of backstage area, and there was like security on there, but I was just walking about, and there wasn't a security guy there, and I walked in, and I got mobbed. Like, they were like, oh, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Then it dragged me out. I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trying to find a beer.
Jesus. Well, something silly, innit? What else did we do? So after that, we started... I remember... No, this is after we'd got onto tours. So we got the Askin one by pure fucking luck. Like you said, be friends with people.
Yep.
Just because we knew the guys in Askin.
Yep.
And because we weren't completely terrible. You've obviously got to be kind of good. I mean, looking back, we were a great band. But we weren't pure dog shit. We took pride in what we did. We'd got good recordings, did the
I mean, you were
photographs.
guitar obsessed, weren't we, when we were
Yeah,
kids
yeah,
as well?
yeah.
So we were
Do
there.
you know what? I'm going to speak to the camera for a second. A lot of people don't know this, but Joe Graves is an incredible guitarist. Much better than me, but...
I think what he's trying to say is I was 10 years ago. I haven't played
Yeah, I
one
don't know how it
since.
fares now, actually, yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
no.
thank you, that's very kind of you. Mike's all right.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I'm not, and we can just all agree on that.
so-
You know, there's actually a rule once that Sam wasn't allowed to go past the 12th fret. But he's actually a really good guitarist. It was just pure comedy.
I was just the worst one in our band of 2 guitar players. But
Yeah, yeah.
no, to go back on what you were saying, it wasn't luck. I mean, you know, the Asking lads are mostly from like York or nearby. We did a lot together in other bands when we were younger, and then members who came into our band were in bands with the other guys from Asking, and we used to lend them backline to play gigs here at Fibbers when they'd kind of started taking off in America, but then came back and maybe didn't have any equipment over here. There was lots of, you know, and I used to drive one or two of them in their other bands down to play gigs as like a driver for them and stuff like that. There were so many massive connections, and I guess, I don't know, as friends and whatnot, they felt like there was a way they could pay back, which they did, and would be forever grateful.
And there's something to say about that, because it's nice when you're in a position where you can give, and there's nothing better than being like, here you go, gifting someone that. Wouldn't it be nice if you were selling out huge venues and you can say to your buddy who's been working their ass off for how many years, here you go, do you want to open this show? That must be quite a feeling. I think it would be amazing. Anyway, they did that for us, and that's that obviously, like we talked about on a different episode, how that led to opening doors. Doors opened, and from that point, I remember our agent, it was Ian, and he heard about a tour. It was that one where I was checking my phone. And he said, right, this band, Issues and Crown the Empire, they are looking to save a bit of money because, like we were talking about before, costs a fucking lot of money to be in a band.
This is a great tip, by the way.
Good tip. Good. So he said, I can go to them and offer them to use your entire backline in exchange for opening this tour.
There we go.
And they went for it.
Yep.
And just like that, this is a double win because, one, we got that tour. Two, we didn't have to set up in front of anyone.
No,
So,
yeah,
you know,
nice.
all these big stages and that, and we weren't there, like, you know, in the corner, you know, because that's another shit thing about supporting big bands.
Let me follow you on that one. That probably did happen. If your memory is better than mine, then yeah, that happened.
Unless I fabricated that, in which
No, you
I'm
didn't.
amazing.
No, you
you
didn't.
know?
But it reminded me of the year before. We ended up on the same management, which was the Artery Foundation. It was the same management as Asking, Glamour of the Kill, and Motionless in White, and us. Well, they had loads of other bands, but those 4 bands, yours and ours included, shared one manager, Devon. And Motionless in White had their first UK headline tour. And it was fairly small venues, and there was only 6 of them, and they sold it out anyway. And I guess because we had the same manager, we got the tour. And that was an exchange for backline.
Oh, was it?
So everyone used our backline on that tour. That's definitely where I recognise that story from. And maybe it did happen with Crown the Empire as well, because I do recall everyone sharing a backline. And what makes me fully remember it is the fact that some kid on the first night of the show tweeted us saying how shit we sounded and how good Issues sounded. And I'm just thinking, everyone used my amp.
And the same sound guy.
Same sound engineer, same
Literally,
amp.
same heads and everything. They used everything of ours. You know?
They used our...
Shut the fuck up,
My
little
pedal
kid.
board,
You know what I'm talking about.
I remember pulling out my wireless and giving it to AJ.
The only thing they didn't use were our guitars.
Yeah.
Pedal board and everything.
Well, you must have had shit guitars, dude, because that was sounding terrible.
So obviously comment on our playing.
Yeah, which was great.
Yeah, it's fantastic, actually.
We always took real pride in playing well.
Yeah, we did in fairness, yeah. We did practice a lot and all that.
Yeah,
Fuck the haters, man, you know what I mean?
yeah, man.
Don't hate me because you ain't me.
Yeah, totally. But from there, when you get into the higher level stuff, I don't know. What is it? Because I never got there myself. Is it luck? Is it upper management dudes being like, we need to couple these guys? Or is it like, so-and-so's got an album coming out?
This is a real problem I had with the industry. I'm not a massive fan of it, if I'm honest. And agents, I remember emailing our agent, and I was like, is there a problem? Like, because you started picking up newer bands, newer artists, like that. And I was like, is it who's paying your bills? I get it. I was like, I completely get it. You get a percentage of the fees if these guys are relevant and current. But if you're not pushing us, then we need to go somewhere else, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because this is, you obviously don't care about my career as much as I do, which is completely fine.
Shock horror, yeah.
Shock horror, yeah. And it was like, oh, no. And I'm just like, but it's like smaller bands who was getting tours. And I was like, what's going on here? So a huge part of it's a human part of the industry is people start strong and then they just eventually it's the interest that I don't know, but like they're still humans and people lose interest, and it's very frustrating that you give your kind of like the longevity of your band and the future of your career to some guy who was really enthusiastic to start off with, but I don't know, maybe just trying to make it to 5 p.m. on a Friday now and not reply to you until Monday. It's
No, or they think you're going to pop, and maybe you don't as quick as they thought. We had that with a management company, and I remember eventually making that hard decision because it was, not growing up, but at the time, the bands we were listening to, the bands we wanted to tour with, you end up on a suitable management company, and they're working with the bands, and they've got access to tours. And then I remember eventually making that harsh decision to sack them. And the bill for the work carried out in the time we spent with them was nothing.
Literally sent us a physical bill with nothing on it.
You owe nothing. They didn't take a cut of anything because they did nothing ultimately for us.
cool.
And yeah, I know at the time they swooped us up because it's like, what if they pop?
Well, that's a beautiful tip as well. It doesn't matter how big or fancy a name is. You're working with this guy, that guy. No one gives a fuck about what you're doing more than you. So if someone big comes along with connections and access and all that stuff, and they actually care, that is a conversation you need to have. Because you need to tell people, like, I'm happy doing this on my own. Yeah. What an honour for you to say, I'd like, you want to work with me, whatever. That's great. But if you're just going to own me and shelf me, well, fuck off.
That's what we did. We went to a reputable agency. It's TKO. That's what we were with.
We were TKO too, yeah.
But we were just the bottom of a massive list of bands, and it was very frustrating because we had everything really. Do you know what I mean? Like I personally, if I wrote those songs now, they'd be a lot different because I was 20, whatever. But we had the image, we had the music and all that stuff, and it just didn't quite get to where it should have done. And a lot of that, I'm not even going to name him. I'm not going to name him, but I know who it is. I think you know who it is as well.
I do.
As our agent. He just, I don't know, gave up almost.
But didn't tell you.
No.
And it would have been like...
And they were like, mate, I could have gone to another agent for a long time.
Yeah.
It was like, I remember Chris went over to him at Download and was like, so your thumb's fucking work then, dude? And he was like, what? It was like, I've been fucking emailing you, our agent, dude, and you're not replying to us. Well, it was just a nightmare. I don't even know if he's still there. I don't know.
The more you give away in terms of like being managed and being on a label, the more that your career and your progress is in the hands of others. And it can
true.
be
no one gives a fuck about your career as much as you.
No,
it can be harsh or it can be amazing. It just depends the way everything goes, and everything has to align. And sometimes it's missing one or two pieces.
Honestly, that's really true. Like people are like, oh, we'll just be good. We'll just write good songs and we'll just be authentic. Yeah, cool. And then you give it to some fucking idiot that doesn't have a fucking... They're all human at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And most of them are fucking idiots.
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? It's like you need the leverage of some people sometimes. Sometimes it really is like, again, when we got on our first big tour of Asking, it's like, that's it. Now people listen. It's like you said, people from... I don't know if we should be naming names or whatever, but people you'd hit up a lot, ignored, like, fuck. It's hitting us up now all of a sudden. Like, right, there you go. Sometimes you need that, like, I need to be with these people. They might fuck it up, but maybe they'll do enough good where it's worth it, then I can take control again.
Well, I'd say that's a really good tip, what you said earlier. If you find someone that does genuinely actually care about your music and you guys, and it's a good kind of deal, then fucking take it, because finding someone that's actually interested and will keep trying over the course of, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, it dips down a bit, I lose interest. No, push, you know what you've got. If you find someone like that, then keep them. And I know that Envisions have found that he's a true believer in the band and he's a great manager and he's doing really well for him, do you know what I mean? He's
Absolutely.
Fantastic, Connor's a great guy.
Absolutely. Touching back on that, something we found, not just from being in the band, but being business owners, running Inner Sound all this time. It's been 13 years. And, we do a lot more outside of music now, though, podcasts and audiobooks and that kind of thing. The thing that's always got us, I don't want to say the secret to success, but the thing that has always tied us over is just throwing shit at a wall over and over and over again. Not always doing it right, rarely doing it right, but keep fucking trying. This is where, like we say, when managers or whatever, stop trying. It's do something, do fucking something, and something will happen. Honestly, throw enough shit at a wall 100 times, 99% of them don't stick, one will. Every time. So you just have to be obsessed with whatever it is you're doing. And when you bring other people and you risk them not caring, because they're probably doing it with 10 other bands.
Yeah. It's as soon as you find yourself chasing and badgering just to get a reply from a manager or something like that, look elsewhere.
It's done.
It's
Or have the conversation.
Yeah, sit him down and be like, mate, what's going on? Because I actually care about this. This is what I feel like I need to do right now in my life. And you, quite frankly, are useless. We've had it countless times. We've had terrible luck.
It's brutal, but I suppose you only have that bad luck because you're out there doing these things. No one's had a smooth ride with anything.
I know, yeah.
So it's worth recognising that.
We had such. Everyone had their own rough ride. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like you should. It's one of the things you should be thinking yourself lucky sort of thing that you're having these problems because it at least means things are happening. Yeah. It's a funny one to balance, isn't it?
Yeah. But, any on the road touring tips?
Yeah, I was
on the road
actually
touring tips. Physical touring tips.
Just while you were finishing there, I was thinking about some positive toe tips.
Here's one.
No, I've got one.
All right, go on then.
Okay, I've been waiting patiently.
You have?
Yeah, I have, yeah. Honestly, the amount of opportunities you're going to have to go wash clothes is, it's not going to happen.
Minimal.
It's minimal. So just take a pair of socks for every single day, and when you're done with them, throw them away. You know, instead of like storing them in a bag in the van with everyone else's stinky clothes, you know.
You're not going to find yourself on a double-decker tour bus with a washing machine anytime soon.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Sorry. There are some venues that have washing machines, but they are high level. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and spoken for.
Yeah. You're not doing laundry on tour, stop it. All right, you're not doing it.
They must
have a stinky fucking laundry bag, and it's going to be like, used as a pillow, and it fucking stinks of cheese and gooch.
Do you know what's amazing? First of all, that is very true. We're going to have to compartmentalize these and like different touring tips because... oh my God, it's endless. It is endless where we could go with this. Right, let's... what exactly should we talk about?
Physical on the road.
Physical on the road. All right, always have a carry bag with you. Why?
I know why, but I need you...
Why? Why must you always have a carry bag on you?
Okay, if you're lucky enough to be in a place that has a toilet, or you don't even need a toilet really, but sometimes you're on the road, okay, and you've been living off KFC, and your gut's not in the best place. Emotionally and all that.
What were you drinking all the time, Joe? Probably Monster.
Yeah, Monster, Guinness, and hot wings. Right? When you've been having nothing but that for two weeks, I can assure you there is something deeply satanic and demonic going on in your gut. And sometimes you get a 3-second warning, like I'm going to shit now. So, hot bagging.
Hot bag.
You know, I forgot. I forgot entirely 100% about hot bagging.
Yeah. So, for the listener, hot bagging is on a bus, on a tour bus, there's a toilet, but you can't shit in it. You can only piss in it. You can't even put toilet paper down it. Right?
Why is that?
You can shit in it.
Oh, you can, but you'll get a fine. Yeah, it's 500 quid, yeah. You can shit in it, but you'll get fined. It's because of the tank and stuff like that. They can't take paper or anything solid, so it's just piss.
So doesn't it need manually cleaning out, basically?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
By
a real-life human?
We were on tour, and someone, it was, I think it was a girl, came on the bus and took a shit. And...
why are you whispering?
Because it's about, I don't know, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
So she doesn't hear?
Yeah, I don't know. But she might know, oh, that was me. But
it was me,
I walked on the bus and Craig Mabbitt from Escape the Fate had a bin bag on his arm, fishing out of shit so that they didn't get a 500 quid fine. I was like, fucking Rockstar, baby, let's go.
But it's funny that because after what I just said, like, it wouldn't have been a solid anyway.
Yeah. Oh, no, but
this was
someone
a
that came on the
girl guest.
A lot of girls don't know that rule.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Like,
and
how's it living off hot wings?
You don't go like this, do you? Do you want to come on the bus? Also, you can't take a shit in there. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, hot bagging. Hot bagging. So you put a bag within the toilet basin and you shit in that, and then you get the bag and you've got a little bag of shit.
Seal it and throw it in the bin.
And if you feel it with your hand, it will be fairly hot. That's why it's called a hot bag.
It'll be awful.
My best hot bag story was one of our drivers had a fridge near the bus cab, and he had a bottle of Jack in it, and someone got fucking drunk and drank his bottle of Jack. And we arrived at where we were going, and he didn't have it, which is tight as fuck. I'm sorry. Don't fuck with your driver's shit. That's his. He's doing the long shifts. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That dude wants to get drunk and drive me around.
Fucking, yeah.
Fucking let him.
Crack on, dude. And we got to a venue, and he took a shit on the bus, but hot bagged it and left the bag just in the toilet. And we were like, "What the fuck is that smell?" And we were like, "Dude, there's a fucking shit in a bag in the toilet on the bus." And the driver went, "You fuck me, I fuck you."
That is unreal.
Fucking stanky shit. We're like, fair play, dude.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing as well. Like, if you haven't toured on a bus before and you see them from the outside and you go, that's amazing, that's massive.
Especially when you've been in vans or cars.
That's insane.
Or cars, yeah.
But then what maybe doesn't cross their mind, or what they don't realise is they're cramming 16 people into these things. There's bunks, there's chairs, there's a fridge. I was going to be like refrigerator, but it's a fridge.
Yeah.
Actually, I barely fit down the corridor of the bus. It's a nightmare.
The only place you could fucking stretch your spine out is on the stairs. There's like 7 of you on there like, oh God, otherwise just like this.
Yeah, because...
Do you know what I mean? It sounds like we're so like, oh God, touring on the bus. It's not that fucking good. It hurts.
Yeah.
It stinks. There's 25 of you bastards on there. You can't shit. You've got picked. You fucking sucks.
but you still drink all day and night long and eat shit, and then you're stuck on a journey.
Yeah.
Can't poo.
It's like a train. It doesn't stop. You can't go, oh mate, can we stop? No. Because I have a tachograph.
He's got to be there in
4
time,
hours.
yeah.
Then I have my 45-minute break, and then do you know what I mean? It's like a train. Treat it as a train. If you need to shit, do it before. And if you miss when the doors close, you're gone, mate. Right?
Yeah,
Just hold tight.
Bus call
is real on a bus, dude.
call. That's a good tip. Don't miss bus call.
Don't miss bus call.
Yeah.
Have you ever missed bus call? I never toured on a bus. I did live on one for a couple of months once, but it was stationary. I never toured on one.
Right.
I don't think.
What happens if you miss bus call?
Well, it happened to one of our sound guys. You'll know who I mean.
No idea.
Nope.
He missed bus call and he had to get a taxi to chase the bus down the A64.
Wait, down the A64. So this was before the first gig.
No. It was from Leeds to somewhere else. But we're going down that.
Jesus.
Okay.
And he missed bus call at the cockpit, and he was like, "Oh, stall it." We were like, "We can't, dude. It's just bus call." And then he missed it, and he got a taxi. He was chasing the bus. He was like, "Follow that bus!" And then we stopped for fuel or something. I don't know.
Fucking hell. Right, so what have we got so far?
Touring tips.
Yeah, bag.
Hot bagging.
Don't miss bus call.
Don't always wear flip flops because showers are pretty sparse when you're touring. You'll probably shower at a service station. Always take a pair of flip flops. Never go in barefoot, or you will reap the repercussions of that.
Oof.
Why?
They ejaculate everywhere.
I said why, but I thought we could leave it to the imagination. But
No. Truckers.
No.
Truckers are a different breed of people.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen. I actually had to do litter picking for a contract that we had gardening. It was awful, and it was a truck stop, and they just literally fucking throw out like bags of shit. So do not go into a truck stop shower without flip flops on.
well, not many people.
Or else you'll be
Not
be fucking stomping on jellyfish.
not many people live like they do at home, do they?
No.
You know, so they get out and it turns into like, I'm a child again and
Yeah.
dirty. And, you know, I mean, we had it, got 100,000 times, I feel like, you know, over the years in the recording studio, like, you know, young kids or young musicians and full bands are turning up and all of a sudden they just start crinkling packets of noodles and sprinkling them on the floor like, yeah, this is how we live. Always a competition of how much can we keep stacking on top of the bin. And it's like
I play that
3
competition at home as well.
3 foot of rubbish on top of this bin that nobody wants to empty.
Not one of you
fucking
fuckers going to do it. I've seen you all doing nothing all day. I'm here making your album.
I've got such a cold.
Yeah. We used to
What's
come.
the fucking carpet, dude?
We would come in and it'd be like, 5 minutes before we start session or something. And it would just be, eventually it got to the, right, well, either you can tidy up right now because this is awful, or the time that you're paying for, I'll tidy up after you. It was soon tidy after that. But, sometimes it'd be like, right, I'll just tidy up for half an hour then because, like, we're not living in this.
Yeah.
Awful.
I'll tell you, at risk of this one going on too long, so I think we can absolutely, let's say, compartmentalise some of these. Mike, how should you clean yourself on tour? This is a good tip.
How should you clean yourself on top?
Yeah, I'll just generally look after
If you
yourself.
don't have access to a shower.
Yeah.
Baby wipes.
Well, no, you've told me another good one. Get a free pass at a gym, local
Oh,
gym.
yeah. You do that. And if you refer a friend, you get I think you get another free pass. But yeah, pure gym membership.
Yeah,
That's
pure
a
gym
good one.
membership.
Another good one, this is more for Europe, but any TMs out there, low-level kind of touring, I figured out that booking a camper site, like an actual, for camper vans, is well good because you pay like €12 or something like that for the vehicle, and then €6 a head. And the showers, there's like a clubhouse with meals and beer and all that. Sometimes there's entertainment on, bingo. Maybe a bit of, higher or lower.
Was that bingo a celebration or bingo is on?
Bingo is on, are you?
Bingo's on.
I thought you were like, entertainment, bingo.
And that's a really good one because you can do all your laundry and shit there as well.
Right, amazing.
And the showers
Yeah,
and all
that's
that.
decent. You need a day off, though, if you're going to do
Yeah, you
laundry,
need to-
because
yeah.
you need the time.
Very nice. I'll tell you what, we'll call it there because I think we could endlessly go on with touring tips, and we'll do another episode.
So to summarize,
elaborating.
what was it? It was hot bagging,
Hot bagging.
flip-flops in a service station shower.
Yep.
Get a camping field.
Oh yeah, and get campsites. Look at
Campsites,
campsites
yeah.
if you need to. If you've got a day off and you need to, not spend 180 quid on a fucking hotel room.
Plus, it's somewhere to actually relax. Like you can't exactly do it in.
No, I
one
mean,
ho-
no one there likes you. Like
No,
they're
of
all on
course
holiday. You know what I mean? You're like, there's like piss bottles falling out the door and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, it sounds quite different to the time where we had a gig, and one of our mate and merch guys got a right big, a right big willy. And do you remember he pulled the door open?
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, that guy.
definitely not talking
Pulled the
about
door
me.
open when I was asleep and just hit me on the head with it. And
nice.
that's how I woke up in the
I
field.
thought it was a Pringles tube.
Some of a big Pringles tube with his knob. Didn't tell you it's one of them snack ones. The little ones like plastic.
Yeah, I
tubs.
did tell you it was a lid.
Yeah, that's one. The ones you get on the flight.
Right, we'll wrap that one.
Yeah,
We'll be
cheers,
back. We'll be
guys.
back next time with more touring tips because I think there's a lot more in there. To be honest.
Yeah.
No worries.
Peace out.
Cheers.